Museum, and thank you for coming to the big unveiling.
Woo!
Just over 1 year ago, Herb and Linda went on a trip around BC and across the prairies. They noticed a lot of big things on their trip, such as big skis at 100 Mile House and the hockey stick at Duncan on Vancouver Island. Besides enjoying all the wonderful scenery and mini museums they visited, they laughed and marveled at all the work people had put into making these large examples of everyday items. And Herb said that's when the trouble started. When they returned home, Linda said, "We need a big thing." Not only for the Tool Museum, but to put Enderby on the big thing map. Herb said, "Okay, how about a chainsaw?" But Linda knew there was a big chainsaw at Lillooet. Herb looked at all the tools in his collection, but couldn't decide which one would be the best example. Taking in the open close sign, which is attached to the small reel lawnmower, Linda said, "What about the lawnmower? Everyone should know what it is, and the new environmental green machine mower is making a comeback." Many times after Herb started working on this project, he said, "If I'd been an engineer, I don't think I would have started this." Thankfully, he's not. Herb said, "It's been a lot of fun, especially when neighbors wanted to know what kind of new contraption I had, as they've never seen anything like it." Herb and Linda were planning for the unveiling in 2010, but with everyone watching and egging them on, here we are. I think at this point I'll turn it over to Herb, and he'll say a few words and thank a few people involved in this. Herb?
Hello. I can't believe we're all coming out to see a lawnmower, but here we are. It all started when I went to the scrapyard in Kelowna, and the Kettler family has Action Metals and Recycling, and they kept track of the metal and saved it for me, and we just kept hauling it home until we had enough, and we made quite a few trips. And we had a fella come in here one day for a tour, and we did a tour, and he asked if there was anything he could help with, and I said I didn't know how I was going to make the roller, and he says, "What size do you need?" So I told him, and a couple days later, truck of Hayhurst, and they dropped off a roller in my front yard. So thanks to him, he was one of my contributors. And Ewan McIntosh cleared a place in his shop when we built the big handle. And Alex Roberts, he spun the top pieces for us. And Wayne and Kent from QC Universal Coatings, they powder coated it for us. And BC Fasteners found all the big nuts and bolts we needed to put it together. And Miles from Milestone Fabricating, he shared in the steel, and he can lay claim to the only piece that I couldn't bend. It was a cutting bar on the bottom, I couldn't bend it, and he bent it in his brake. Otherwise, all the pieces on here I bent myself by come-alongs, jacks, or whatever way I could do it. And then my son Mark and Kelly, they've been here to help look after the house while I've been playing with my toy. And Frank and Peter Egley from the sawmill, they cut the lumber for the handle. And thanks to all our friends like Ellender and Marlene and those who've come over to help with the day. My wife, you may see laying on Chesterfield. It's not, she's interested in what's going on, but she's just had a back operation and has to lay down every now and again. And so that's just about, and thanks for our invited guests. And we have Herman from the area district here. He's going to do the unveiling for us.
Just to say a few words, many years ago there's another chap in Enderby by the name of Jim Furlong. He fell a huge fir tree, and I think it was 64 feet long. It went to another one of these big projects in Cutknife, Saskatchewan. It was for a tomahawk handle. So if you ever go through Cutknife, it fell off a Federated Co-op's logging operations, and that was about 40 or 45 years ago, something like that. We loaded it on a truck and it went out that way. But anyway, it's sure neat to have something like this monument in our backyard to sort of put Enderby on the map. So I'm indeed honored. I'm actually the Area F representative for rural Enderby and chair of the North Okanagan Regional Board. So I sure like to thank Herb for putting all the efforts into this, because it takes many hours to do something like this project. So anyway, we will carry on. Thank you very much.
We'll have have action. Mine and that's yours? Oh, wow, looks good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let her go. Let her go.
The drum roll.
There's a little one.
This one here is the original, which I took my patterns from. So this is the type that sure got to look small after a while. There's your blueprints. My blueprints are all under my hat.
Herb, you just stop in front of it for a minute. Linda, can you get in there with us?
Come on, Linda.
Well, we got 17 with him. Get in there.
Because you wanted something. I'm shorter than you.
Yeah, get in there.
Which side do you want me?
Well done, you guys.
The good side.
Inside?
Awesome.
Just say when.
Keep smiling.
Come on, say the word there, Linda. Say the word. What word? No. About the food? We're going to have a cake.
Yay!
Cut the cake, and there's going to be trees, and they're all going to be over that way. I feel like paparazzi are here.
You're famous.
Yeah. Okay, has everybody had enough?
Have you had enough? Well done, you guys.
Anything else down there should be ready to be served.
Our pen like that. Nice one. Yeah. Have my camera.
Cut all your grass.